Devon Cornwall Police are continuing to investigate the 3 murders that were reported in Exeter. The bodies of 3 men were discovered in 2 properties here in Exeter this week, and those investigations have been formally linked. A man was arrested on Tuesday evening in connection with those incidents and remains in custody at Exeter Road Police Station. We were called at 3 p.m. on Monday the 11th of February to an address in Bonhay Road following the discovery of a man within that address. The body has now been formally identified as Mr. Anthony Payne, aged 80 years. His next of kin have now been informed. At 1 o'clock on Tuesday the 12th of February, we were called to a property in Cowick Lane in Exeter after the bodies of 2 men, aged 84, were located at a private address. They too have now been formally identified as twin brothers, Richard and Roger Carter, and their next of kin have also been informed. Later the same day, Tuesday the 12th of February, we arrested a 27-year-old male on suspicion of murder, and he remains in custody at this time. Following a superintendent's extension, Exeter Magistrates Court this morning granted a warrant to allow us an additional 36 hours to question the suspect. Family members of all the elderly gentlemen involved have specifically asked for privacy whilst they come to terms with the enormity of what has happened to their loved ones. And whilst of course we understand the public interest, I'm sure we would all wish to respect that. Following yesterday's media appeal, further important witnesses have come forward with highly relevant information. We would therefore like to sincerely thank the public and the media for your support. And therefore today we're reissuing our appeal for further information. Since yesterday, local neighbourhood staff have specifically visited 9 addresses in order to confirm the safety of occupants. I'd like to stress that there is no information to indicate a threat to any other person at this time, and that activity forms part of our normal support to vulnerable people in our community, which, given the circumstances, we have obviously stepped up our efforts with our partners here locally.
The investigation into these incidents remains connected. Due to the serious head injuries sustained by all 3 victims and the presentation of the properties and the age of the victims, we are treating this as a single, multiple murder investigation. Following the post-mortems, which were completed yesterday, it has been confirmed that all 3 victims sustained serious head injuries. The detailed forensic examination of the scenes will continue for some days, and we are currently managing over 155 priority lines of inquiry related to the investigation, and in the last 24 hours have seized nearly 300 exhibits. The scale of the investigation continues to grow by the hour. We have asked anyone who was in the area of Bonhay Road and Cowick Lane between 8 a.m. on Sunday the 10th of February and 1 p.m. on Tuesday the 12th of February and may have seen anything relevant to get in touch with the police.